Well, welcome to the last part of today's topic. I have already told you the basics of the contradictive theory, except the last part, which we have left in the last part at the point where the companies stop investing in new the innovations. But without those new innovations, as we have told before, the profit rates starts to go down. The process is more complex. I mean, why those profit rates go down without innovations? But I'm leaving it for now. If you're interested, I can provide you more information on that. So in the end, profit rates go down, the economy enters a crisis. But when the economy enters a crisis, then the companies are more already desperate to maintain or increase their profits. So they will be more willing to risk. They will invest more in radical technologies, and those investments in radical technologies will ultimately create a new technological base, which will create a new growth era. Lastly, there's an idea that maybe the economic system, world economic system with its rules, might consist of different phases, and basically one particular strict structure of the global capitalist system might also have certain limits, and after a certain period, basically, the ability to maintain high profit rates in the system might be exhausted, and profit rates start to fall, and this decrease in profit rate might make people question this existing global economic structure. Potential new alternatives might be at least spoken of, and then at certain regions of the world, some alternatives might be put in place, and in the end, one of those alternatives might take over, and a new global economic system might be created, which might be still a capitalist system, but capitalist system with different rules, maybe. But maybe with the same process, a new economic system, global economic system, might also be taking place. But up to this point, I mean, at least according to analysis that actually mentions these larger systemic cycles, basically, in past 500 years, always an old capitalist system will be replaced with a new capitalist system with a new structure. With every new long wave, long wave that comes, that is created by the world economic system. So, this is it. This is today's class. Lastly, well, these are the contradictive cycles, according to the contradictive theory. You can look to that. And each wave is actually led by special technological developments in special areas. Because once certain areas are able to make some important breakthroughs, more investment will be made into those technologies. Basically, since already many people working there, there's a significant information accumulation in those fields, so people will more lean to go to work on these areas in that case. So, this week's discussion is on the anti-globalization movements. Actually, movements, you can say it in both ways. Interesting, actually, these movements which are against globalization, these forces that integrate the world economic system. In 1990s, especially, that movement and the groups that are associated with that movement were mostly part of the developing countries. The idea and the developing countries, they were, according to some economists, basically not able to keep up with the competition in the world economic system, as maybe partial isolation, not partial isolation, partial isolation basically temporarily might benefit those countries, according to some economists. While according to other economists, they should enter to the competition to develop, to be able to experience development. But in case of developed countries, anti-globalization movements were not at least that strong. But starting with 2000, interestingly, both left and right economists in the world, actually, I mean, for example, this is developed country, Mexico, this is United States, and in both countries, actually, people are protesting against NAFTA, claiming sometimes other countries benefiting most, or other people claim actually both the people in both countries have lost as a result of this special trade agreement between two countries. And in some countries, in United States, for example, the right-wing leaders are elected that are very much against the many tenets of the globalizations, like free international trade, for example. So this moment is actually this week's discussion, and I think it's one of the interesting discussions that should take place. So what is the driving force of anti-globalization? Misinterpretations, just inability to adjust to the global competition, or it is some actual harms, some actual harms the globalization is doing to the whole world, or to the majority of the world population. I mean, is it overall a beneficial process, and are the people who are against it just the people who are not keep up, or is it basically harming many people around the world, majority of the people around the world? At least in the United States, number of people, but there were sufficient number of people to elect a president who was, who in many ways against the globalization. So how did it get widespread to different people in the world? Well, how can we evaluate the aims of the movement, and what can be said on its potential visions? So here you can see videos related, a few videos related to this topic. You can find more, actually there are many on the internet, and you can bring more sources also on this issue. So let's stop here. Let's see you in the next week, and as always, stay healthy.